Hello and welcome to the video. This is the annual roundup from the poll replies that I do every August. I've been doing it for the last 4 years now, started in 2022, just interested in how people were flying FPV, specifically the split between analog, HD and those who were kind of in the middle ground flying both. Now, me personally, I've been flying HD and I kind of settled on the Walksnail system. That was the one that fit me. But you know what? All the HD systems have their own drawbacks and their own advantages. None of them are perfect. So you do need to do a little bit of hunting around, a little bit of research to figure out which is the one that's going to suit you. Now, before we get into the details, and thank you to everybody who actually went and replied to the polls, there was one extra this year because I was trying to figure out the split of the DJI systems between the original 03 and 04. So thank you to everyone who did that. I really appreciate it. But just be careful. This is one data point in August from the viewers of this channel. If you were from another channel that is very DJI heavy, then there may be a slight bias in another direction. But what I thought I'd do is collate all the information together and we can have a look at it and see what it means, and also have a look at the trends of the last 4 years and what's actually happening in the world of radio control FPV. So here's the summary of what it looks like after summer last year. Originally, when I first started in 2022, this was when DJI was pretty much the only game in town. They came along and pretty much proved to everyone that high definition FPV in the hobby was possible, and it was expensive stuff. So only about 20% of people had kind of jumped on that bandwagon and abandoned analog. 80% of the rest of us were still flying analog. 60% of us were analog only and kind of watching what happened with the DJI stuff and saving up our pennies. And there were a number of people who were making the transition from being analog only into HD only. So 60% of the market was still analog. The following year, that dropped to below 50%, and you can see the numbers creeping up for the other thing. So what's happening in 2023 when we looked at that? That also was the year when some of the other systems started to appear. So, you know, your HD Zeros and your Walksnail started to appear on the horizon as well. There's still a small increase in the number of HD pilots. There's lots of people flying both. And that means that ultimately there's a little bit less people flying just analog only. And then in 2024, the trends continue with analog going down and with the mix of both and HD going up. If we flick across and actually put this year's data in, then it looks like this. So we have the trend continuing. In fact, let me put a little graph up here to kind of while I'm talking about this. So the analog only stuff, the trend is continuing. So now it's under a third of pilots are now analog only. I continue to get lots of messages when I do these things that people are keeping analog just for whoops. So if you're into whoop flying, particularly small racing whoops, then analog is still currently the best bet for that for lots of people. The mix of both, we got lots of people with a foot in both camps, a third of them, but for the first time, over a third of people are flying digital HD only, and that's probably a result of the slightly cheaper prices for some things anyway, but also for just the general number of people over the last 4 years dipping their toe in the water and maybe leaving analog behind. So the trends themselves are reasonably linear if you kind of graph them out. You can see that they're all reasonably straight lines, and that tends to mean, you know, that's not a surprise. I think that means the data is reasonably solid. What about if we actually look at the split of HD? So if HD is starting to become what most people are flying, HD only is what most people are flying, and now a little bit of HD and analog in the middle as well. That's still a third of pilots. Let's break it down. So in 2022, again, DJI, the version 1 system was pretty much the only game in town. In 2023, we had Walksnail and HD Zero. They immediately gained a lot of market share over the DJI system. DJI continues to be incredibly dominant in the market, but Walksnail did a really good job of capturing the hearts and minds of pilots. HD Zero is also getting a good foot in the door. But that low latency stuff tends to be more about racing from the people that I speak to. Then looking at it in 2024 last year, the DJI V1 system, by this point, 03 was out. So lots of people had switched onto 03, and the number of people playing with the V1 was going down. And then Walksnail continued to grow, which was good. So Walksnail was by far and away the largest single system, with HD0 being about the same as what it was the year before. And again, I think that's because for general flying, HD0 has a couple of limitations when it stacks up against things like Walksnail and DJI. So for this year, let's put in the details, because now I've added OpenIPC and other, and next year we may end up actually breaking these out into far more detail to see the trends in here. But I just wanted to capture that. So if we put the numbers in here, we can see that the Walksnail system has dropped a little bit, and we can see that HD0 actually, the trend is, as a market share trend, is generally down, although the market itself is probably a lot larger. Looking at this, the actual market share of HD0 has dropped a little bit. However, looking at OpenIPC, Ruby FPV, those are the systems that are starting to come online. Lots and lots of people are really starting to fly those and get invested in those. And that's really exciting to see, because that will mean that those projects will continue to be successful. However, what I had to do then was ask that as a supplementary question, because they only allowed a certain number of responses in a poll in YouTube. Hopefully they fix that soon. So it was 47% was over V1, 03 and 04. So what that looked like, if we split it down, was like this. So you can see that the V1 system is now only 12% of the people are flying it. 15% are flying the 03, and 18% are flying the new 04 system. So it's really interesting to look at the numbers by my side. It means that DJI, all of that money they've been pumping into moving the DJI base up onto 04 or getting new customers into the 04 system is obviously working. And I'm personally surprised that there isn't still quite a reasonable number of the V1 stuff kicking around. Lots of pilots have been in touch to say that they don't just fly one HD system. They might have a DJI V1, but now they've kind of given up on that and they've moved on to 04, or they were flying Walksnail and they've gone to HD0, or they were flying HD0 and they've gone to Ruby FPV. Lots of people seem to have multiple systems. I think if you can afford to do that, that's a very fun thing to be able to do, and pick the HD system for the particular use case that you have. However, I know that lots and lots of pilots just don't have that kind of disposable income to have multiple systems around. And I did expect to see the V1 and the 03 numbers still reasonably high with the sale of second-hand equipment. But I know I've bought a couple of second-hand sets of the DJI goggles on places like eBay, and they still command a pretty hefty premium, particularly with things like the tariffs going on in America. I know lots of people are kind of buying and selling stuff on places like eBay to try and avoid some of the expensive import tariffs and stuff that's currently going on. Walksnail continues to be the single largest generation of system. This is one of the things that I like about Walksnail. You know, you may have a difference of opinion, but I like Walksnail, the fact that the latest goggles that I have here will work with the very first video transmitters that I got, the Avatar units from Walksnail and vice versa. Everything works with everything. I don't have to upgrade my goggles if I want to use the latest generation of the Walksnail Avatar system, or vice versa. And that's why personally I kind of fell out of love with the DJI stuff. I invested in the V1, then I invested in the 03, and it was kind of a fool me twice kind of situation when the 04 stuff came out. But it's exciting also to see the number of people who are getting behind these new open source systems like Ruby FPV and OpenIPC. It's going to be interesting to see how that trend continues, and that kind of pressure and commercial pressure on the projects is only going to be a good thing for us. It means that people like Walksnail, HD0 and particularly DJI have to innovate and give pilots what they want, rather than just say, here's our system, and then it's up to the community to try and figure out how to make the on-screen display and the fonts work in a way that works with iNav, Betaflight and things like Arduino Pilot 2. So hopefully that's been interesting to have a look at those numbers and to see those trends continuing. I am going to do this again next year in August 2026. Gosh, wow, 2026. And we'll have a look at how those numbers are continuing to trend. But it looks like HD FPV is here to stay and becoming a much larger integral part of the hobby. And hopefully that also kind of proves my point that I tend to whinge about when manufacturers are forced by DJI to produce quads and other equipment that's built around just the DJI O4 system is, you know what? That isn't the only game in town. If you're looking for a HD system, do check out the videos on this channel, and lots of other people are doing comparison reviews as well. As I said at the beginning, caveat, caveat, caveat. This is one data point, so be aware of that. It may be that the viewers on my channel are more biased towards walks now, because I do more stuff with that than DJI and HD0, and on another channel it might be slightly biased in another way. I'm not sure how much, but it's interesting to see that those trends are continuing year on year, and it'll be interesting to see what we end up with in 2025. So I'll see you then for that video, and we'll see where everything's going and see how Ruby FPV and OpenIPC are shaking things up. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Painless 360 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.